Hello. Welcome to Chapter 7, Section 5, Properties of Logarithms. Now, logarithms have these three basic properties, okay? Just three. And it goes along with your exponential properties. They're very similar. So, if you have the log of a number times a number, you actually are allowed to split that up, okay, to log of the first number plus log of the second number. Right? That's what's shown right here. So the m times the n turns into log of m plus log of n. And the base just follows it. Okay? So they do have to have the same base, but the base just follows it along. It also works backwards. You can go from addition to multiplication. Now in the same way, we have the second property here. That says if you have division between two numbers, then that turns into the log of the top number minus the log of the bottom number. Okay? So division turns into subtraction. And subtraction will reverse back into division if you need it to. Again, they do have to have the same base. So that log base with the base will follow whatever numbers you have. And I'm going to show you that. Finally, our last property says that if you have this exponent, right, on a number, then that exponent can go in front. Okay, and if you have a number in front, that exponent, that number can become an exponent for what you are taking the log of. So hopefully that's not too confusing. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this works. So in example 1, we are going to use log base 3 of 4 and log base 3 of 5 to evaluate the logarithm. So you're not allowed to just put this in your calculator. That's not enough. I would need to see the work. But based on our second property, this purple property, okay, so I'm going to use my purple property. It says that if you have division, it can become subtraction. So I'm going to change the log base 3 of 4 over 5 to log base 3 of 4 minus log base 3 of 5. Notice the log was still with both, right? It had to go to both. We just have subtraction in the middle. Now we know what log base 3 of 4 is. According to our instructions, it's 1.262. And we also know that log base 3 of 5 is 1.465. Well, when you add those, you get negative 0.203, and that's the answer. And if you typed it into your calculator, you'd get something similar, right? It is an estimated number. Let's do that again. Log base 3 of 20. How can we make 20 out of 4 and 5? That's what you need to think. Well, you can make 20 out of 4 and 5 by doing log base 3 of 4 times 5. Okay, multiplication makes 20. Well, we know what log base 3 of 4 is, we know what log base 3 of 5 is, and we also know, based on our product property, the one in orange, that we can take that and split it into addition. So this becomes log base 3 of 4 plus log base 3 of 5. And now instead of subtracting the two numbers from the last problem, we are going to add the two numbers from the last problem. And when you add them, you get 2.727, and that is your answer. Now for C, we have 4 and we have 5. How can you make 25 with 4 and or 5? That's what I'm going to ask you when you come to class, right? And 25 has no 4 in it. It only has two 5s. In other words, 5 squared. So I'm going to rewrite this as log base 3 of 5 squared. Well, according to our power property, you are allowed to take an exponent from your equation, right, from what you were taking the log of, and pull it to the front. So we really have 2 log base 3 of 5s, which means we have 2 of a number. right? Log base 3 of 5 is 1.465, so I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to put that into my calculator to get 2.93. And that's your answer. So that's a quick overview of your properties. Now let's do other problems, other types of problems that you will see. Sometimes it's not just numbers, right? Sometimes they give you variables and you still have to split them up. So when you look at example 2, it says expand the natural log of 3x to the 5th over y. Well, when you expand that, you actually get, we are going to use our property. Okay, now the first property we're going to use is our quotient property. So we will split up the division here into subtraction. So we will have the natural log of 3x to the 5th minus the natural log of y. Okay, well that's not enough. We're not allowed just to split that up because the natural log of y is by itself, but the natural log of 3x to the 5th is not. There's multiplication in there, and as long as you have multiplication, division, or an exponent, you are not done. So let's split up our multiplication. Multiplication becomes addition. So we have the natural log of 3 plus the natural log of x to the 5th, and I'm going to bring down the natural log of y, right? That just followed us along. Well, I'm still not done. And I'm still not done because I have an exponent somewhere. I've got this 5 right here that I'm going to have to move to the front. Now, I don't have to change the natural log of 3, but I am going to make this 5 natural log of x, and I'm not changing the natural log of y. So this is our final answer. That is completely expanded. Let's do another one. In example 3, we're expanding log base 6 of 3x to the 4th. Well, this time we don't have division, and that's fine. You don't always have to use all of your properties. We do, however, have to split up the 3x to the 4th. Those are multiplied, so we are going to turn it into addition. We get log base 6 of 3 plus log base 6 of x to the 4th. Well, unfortunately, I have a 4 in my exponent, and you're not allowed to have exponents in your final answer. We are going to have to take that 4 and pull it to the front. So no change again to log base 6 of 3, but we're going to make this 4 log base 6 of x. Now I don't have multiplication anymore, I don't have division, and I don't have any exponents, so I know that I'm done. Now, as you know, and as you've experienced in this class, what you do one way, you have to do the other way. So now we're going to condense them. We're going to go backwards in our properties and make something into one logarithm. You are done when you have a one logarithm. You have to have one. So, right here, in example 4, we have log 6 plus 4 log 3 minus log 3. So we're going to start, you actually have to start by moving anything that's in front to the back, right? You have to use your power property first. So let's use our power property. This 4 has to go to that 3. So I will leave log 6 by itself. I'm sorry, that looks bad. That's staying the same. Then we have log 3 to the 4th power minus log 3. Now, I'm not satisfied with 3 to the 4th power because that's a number. So we are going to change that and make it log of 81. But that's where that came from, right? If you put 3 to the 4th power into your calculator, you'll get 81. Now, addition. Let's start on the left, right? Let's move from left to right. Addition becomes multiplication. So we end up with log of whatever 6 times 81 is. Well, 6 times 81 is 486. Okay, I've already done the math. If you don't believe me, you're welcome to check it in your calculator. All right, and then the log of 3 stays the same. Well, subtraction becomes division. So we are going to take these two and divide the first by the second. So it would be log of 486 over 3. Okay, whatever we get from that. Now that does divide evenly. So we end up with log of 162. We have one logarithm, so that's our answer. Let's do one more. Again, you have to use your power property first. So we are going to move this 3 to the back so that we really have the natural log of 4 minus the natural log of 3 to the third power minus the natural log of 12. Well, 3 to the third power is 27. So we will rewrite this as the natural log of 4 minus the natural log of 27 minus the natural log of 12. Okay? Now, when we combine, we are going to combine these two first, always left to right. The 4 minus 27, the natural log of 4 minus the natural log of 27 will become the natural log of 4 over 27 minus the natural log of 12. Now watch very closely. This is going to change, again, into division, but when you divide these, that 12 will go in the denominator with the 27. Okay, so we have 4 over 27 times 12. Well, then we're going to simplify that as best as we possibly can, and when you do that, you get the natural log of 1 over 81, right? Not pretty, but it's okay. And we're done. So, be ready to use your power quotient and product property in class. Have a great day.